King Richard I came to the throne in 1189 and very soon left his throne empty when he set off on the Third Crusade. His wicked brother, Prince John, became ruler of the country in his absence. John was a cruel, merciless man who took from the poor to make money for himself. The poor peasants of Nottingham had a friend in a young man called Robin Hood, who took from the rich and gave to the poor. His identity was unknown until he was betrayed by his steward, Werman, who told Prince John that the noble Robert, Earl of Huntingdon, was none other than Robin Hood. Prince John then orders Sir Guy of Gisborne to arrest Robin Hood and seize his holdings at Locksley Hall. On this day, we join Robert Fitzooth at his wedding to Maid Marian, which may not be the joyous occasion the two young lovers had hoped for.
Dearly beloved, we have gathered here this day to celebrate the love of Earl Robert Fitzooth and Maid Marian. In the years they have been together, we have seen their love grow, and today they come to join their lives together as husband and wife.
Stop! Stop everything! There will be no wedding today. I have in my hand a royal edict declaring this man an outlaw. Be it known to all, in the name of Prince John, Regent of England, that Robert Fitzooth, known as Robert, Earl of Huntingdon, known also as Robin Hood, for as much as he has aided the king's enemies, broken the king's laws, and is a traitor to the king, and to all those set by him in authority, that the same Robert Fitzooth is hereby declared outlaw, his lands and goods forfeit, his person proscribed and banished, in the name of Richard our King and of the Regent Prince John.
Stay calm, my dear guests. Let not your minds be troubled. I will deal with this interruption. Why then, here and now, Robert Fitzooth, Earl of Huntingdon, ceases to be. Both you and Sheriff have called me Robin Hood, and so you and Prince John himself shall live to fear that name. And not only you, but all those like you shall go in terror, as long as Robin Hood reigns in Sherwood and wherever else wrongs need to be righted, until King Richard comes home from the crusade and there's justice once more in this fair land of England. Lady Marian, did you give your love to the Earl of Huntingdon or to plain Robin Hood?
I gave my love neither to the Earl nor to his earldom, but to the man whom I love and whose wife alone I shall be.
So Robert Fitzooth of Huntingdon became Robin Hood of Sherwood Forest. Many joined his band of outlaws. When he was settled in his new home in Sherwood Forest, Robin began to go looking for adventure. One of these wanderings abroad resulted in him finding one of his most loyal and trusted followers, who became his best friend.
Hi-ho, hither walks a man, methinks. Yea, yonder bridge is too narrow for the twain of us to cross. Lest here ride there first, I will put wind in my step and claim this bridge my own.
Alack a day, I see your tricks. Out of my way, little boy, unless you want a dunking in the stream.
Fie upon it, you are tall in truth, but no match for my speed and cat-like reflexes. Get back off this bridge until I have crossed over, and if you refuse, I shall say that you'll be the one getting dunked.
By the root, I'll break your face in first, and then I'll throw you into the water afterward.
You talk like a plain donkey. If I were to bend my bow, I could send an arrow through your proud heart before you could touch me with your staff.
If I talk like a donkey, you talk like a coward. You stand there well armed with a good long bow, while I have only the staff and am well out of your reach.
I scorn the name of coward. I will lay aside my weapons and challenge you with a quarterstaff like yours. Stay there until I cut one in the thicket.
Here I stand, 1 foot on the bridge, until you are ready for your cold bath in the stream.
Lo, what a strong staff I have. The very thing for knocking insolent rogues into the water. Let's fight here. on the bridge, so that if one of us falls in the water, there'll be no doubt who has won, and the victor may go on his way without getting wet.
By all means, I'd rather not hurt you, but I will. Good fellow, where are you?
Here I am, just putting my shoulder back in the socket. I must confess, I am well beaten. You are a fine fellow and a good fighter. Let peace now take his turn and govern our discourse. I will seldom invite your wrath upon my flesh again. Where are you walking?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was in search of a man they call Robin Hood.
Good master, what's happened to you?
This fine fellow has just tossed me on the stream with his fine staff.
Say good night, old fellow. No man sold to Robin Hood worth to tell about it.
Robin Hood?
Come now, my friend. Do not be afraid of my merrymen. These men protect me and do my bidding. You can too join them if you will shake my hand and swear loyalty to Robin Hood.
Here is my hand, and my heart goes with it, honest Robin. My name is John Little, and I promise to serve you faithfully.
Listen, men, this little baby came to us as John Little, but seeing that he is so small, so puny a babe, we'll turn his name on and call him Little John, now and forever. Long live Little John.
Long live Little John!
Next to join Robin's faithful group in the Greenwood Forest was Friar Tuck. Before meeting Robin, Friar Tuck lived in a hermit cell by a river. He ferried people across the river on his boat for a small fee. Robin has just come across Friar Tuck sitting by the river.
Now then, my fine fellow, come and ferry me over the river.
All in good time, my son, all in good time. He could have swum across the river if he weren't so lazy, and the wedding would have done him good. But I am a righteous man who has vowed to serve others. Now then, let me see how much money you have.
Surely, good friar, you would not rob me.
No, I only ask for money for the poor.
No man should be forced to give to the poor unless he wants to.
But my job as a priest is to encourage you to give to the poor, and I will do this however I have to.
Okay then, come and search me. For that, you shall carry me across the river once more on your back. And don't expect to get any money for it. If you even ask, all you will get is a broken head.
A fair bargain.
Well, let's say we call a truce. Would you shake my hand? I have never met a holy man who's as skilled with the quarterstaff as you are. Let us make peace and rest a while in your home, where you will surely be able to feed a poor man such as me.
Here we are in my simple dwelling. I'm sorry to say I have very little food here. Just a small bowl of peas and some water. Generally, I have the water first and then the peas, though sometimes I put the peas in the water.
It seems, holy brother, that a few peas and a jug of water have fattened you up quite well. Surely it is a miracle that a man who lives upon a handful of peas is so round and so strong a fighter as you are. Perhaps you could provide something a little richer to feast upon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I do have a penny. I wonder if a whole penny might change your mind.
A nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. You have judged right well. Food I have aplenty for the visitor willing to add shine to the table. If your penny bites silver, then your plate will be shoveled high.
Tell me, decent forester, what is your name?
Tell me yours first.
I am only a simple priest, and my name is Friar Tuck.
I go by several names, but you may call me Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood? The fastest bowstring south of the Umber?
The very same.
Ah, indeed. I hear that you live well in the forest. You need a priest there, and I am the priest you need.
So Friar Tuck joined Robin in the Sherwood Forest and became one of the merriest of all men present there. It is even said that his contagious happiness sparked an outbreak of merriment in a village south of the Sherwood Forest.
Meanwhile, as Robin's group of merry people continued to grow, Marian was determined to join them in Sherwood. So long as she remained living in her father's castle, she was under his power, which meant that he could decide whom she would marry. Sir Guy was aware of this and wanted Marian for his own. So he decides to visit the castle and try to influence her father through flattery.
What Marian needs is a husband. Yes, a husband will be the best solution for her and her silly ideas of joining Robin Hood and Sherwood Forest. And I could be just that husband.
I will have no man of your choosing, Father, unless he is my choice also. And my choice is and will always be brave Robin Hood.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving. Don't leave the torch lit for me. I'll be in Sherwood.
You'll do no such thing.
Watch me.
I will have up the drawbridge. Rick, raise the bridge.
Aye, sir, right away.
Then I will swim the moat. Mabel, bring me my swimsuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will secure the gates. Jasper, go lock the gates.
Then I will leap from the castle wall. Shelley, bring me several pillows and a first aid kit.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will lock you in your room. Sal, bring me a padlock.
One padlock under my sleeve.
Then I will shred the curtains and escape through the window. Delilah, bring me my sewing kit.
Yes, my lady. Then I will lock you in the tower where you'll only see light through the keyhole. Sean, throw some fresh hay in the tower dungeon. Marian just made reservations for one.
Yes, sir.
Then I will find some other way of escape. Father, if you let me go freely, I will return to you. But if you lock me up, I will never come back.
I can see you won't be swerved from your aim. You're quite a puzzle to me, dear daughter, but my blessing is upon you.
So Marian left her father's castle to live in the forest with Robin Hood. Yet Sir Guy did not desist from his plans to marry her. Meanwhile, hearing that Prince John was at Nottingham, Robin Hood walked near the edge of Sherwood, disguised as a forest ranger. He hoped to meet some traveler and learn of Prince John's intentions. As he strolled along the road, he met a young man, dressed in forest attire, who wore a sword at his side.
How now, good fellow? What news is there today in the good city of Nottingham?
I go about my own business, and the news is Prince John has come to put down the outlaws in the forest.
About time, too. And what do you, my fine fellow, with that sword?
I mind my own business, as I would that other wanderers in Sherwood did likewise.
My business is with the like such as you. Now tell me your name, else my sword will coerce it from you.
Two can play at that game.
Hold your horn, good fellow. You fight too well to be wasted like this. Come, throw in your lot with Robin Hood and be one of his merry men.
Are you Robin Hood?
Robin Hood I am, and no other.
Oh, Robin, do you not know me?
Marian! And I wounded you, yet knew you not. Come away with me now to our secret glen, and let my men welcome their queen, Maid Marian of Sherwood Forest.
So Marion moved to Sherwood Forest. Sir Guy was jealous and wanted to capture Robin Hood. By doing so, he would win a favor with Prince John and eliminate his rival for Marion's hand in marriage. But it would be some time before Prince John would show his face again. However, we soon meet another villain, the shape-shifting witch, Mother Maudlin, who disguises herself as Maid Marian.
Oh, fair Marian, how are you?
I'm blessed beyond measure in your presence.
Your happiness is my fulfillment. But tell me, how have you passed this glorious day?
Never has a hunting trip seen such a success as this day. One shot brought him down, a long shot, and my arrow landed in his heart.
Truly tonight's feast will be memorable thanks to your archery skills.
I would think so, but Robin, a shadow fell upon us as we were hunting. A raven sat in the tree over our heads and croaked sadly. The shepherd, Carolyn, swore that it was no ordinary bird, but Mother Maudlin, the witch of Papplewick, who was said to be a shapeshifter. Carolyn later saw Maudlin and says that she cursed him, promising that terrible things would happen to anyone who ate the deer at Robin Hood's feast.
Is it Papplewick or Papplewick?
I say Papplewick.
Little John says it's Papplewick.
How does the witch say it?
I've never talked to her.
Marian left with her friend to wash her hands in the stream. But when she came back, she looked rather strange, staring at people with furrowed brow and vacant eyes. Everything she said was followed by a wicked cackle.
Marian, you don't look so well. What happened down by the creek?
I feel fine. I feel like 10 pennies, and I think you should watch your tone with me.
All right, let us call our friends to the feast.
Friends? They should not feast on this deer. It is too fine for such rough country folk. A starved sheep's carcass would be good enough for them. Scarlet, take the deer to Mother Maudlin. She is such a wise woman.
Marian, what are you saying?
I shot the deer, and I'll give it to whoever I want to. Robin, you're being irksome, and I am tired of your presence. I think we should take some space so that I can go make my potions and think of new curses.
So that you can do what?
So that I can go have my devotions and read new verses.
Marian's acting strange. I think I better go speak with her.
Hello, my love. Forgive me for staying away from you for so long.
Now you dared call me your love after you declared that our guests weren't fit the deer you shot, and after you sent the meat to Mother Maudlin?
What are you talking about? I didn't know such thing. Either you are joking or you have been deceived.
What is happening? Could it be? No, but maybe, but it couldn't.
What is it?
Kind Marian sent me a deer, Marian did. A whole deer for poor old Maudlin. The fattest deer I ever saw. Oh, such happiness for a poor old woman. I shall go crazy with joy.
Surely, good mother, there is some mistake. If I did indeed give such an order, some madness must have come upon me.
Do you dare take back the gift that you have given me?
No, Maudlin, I didn't give you the deer. It belongs to our friends, the shepherds and the shepherdesses.
Ha! You and your feast are cursed. Cursed, I say cursed. The spit stands still and knows no stir. Before the fire, but let it burn. Both sides and haunches till the whole converted be into one coal. The stinking dropsy enter in, your filthy cook, and swell his skin. The pain we call the gout begin, to prick and itch from toe to shin, and cramp the cook in every limb. Before you dine, I'll this on him. Here's a mess. Poor Reynolds, the cook, has gotten sick all of a sudden. He's filled with aches and pains. He cannot stand, cannot move, and worst of all, he cannot cook.
She's indeed a witch. I believe she can change herself into any shape. Marian, sweet Marian, forgive me for doubting you. You, good friar, go back and cook our dinner. It would be a pity to spoil it.
By the mass, that would be the greatest pity of all.
Let us hurry to save our dinner.
I'm off to get that witch. Come on, Ned.
So Robin and his men went to Maudlin's hovel. But when they got there, it was not Maudlin who met them at the door.
Marion, you run faster than I do, and yet...
Leave Maudlin in peace, Robin. They say she is a witch, but that is false. It is just that she is far wiser than any other woman. I beg you, if you love me, do not chase her any further, for she is my dear friend.
Marion, come closer so I can get a good look at you. You look odd. And what's that belt around your waist? I've never seen it before. Where'd you get it? So you made yourself look like Marion by wearing this charm belt. It all comes clear now. Mother Maudlin, there's no place for someone like you in Sherwood Forest or in Paperwood. I will give you 5 minutes to disappear, and if you ever cross my path again, I will shoot you.
So Maudlin was banished from Sherwood Forest forever, and Robin, Marion, and the shepherds all had a grand feast, prepared and greatly enjoyed by Friar Tuck.
We now return to the legend surrounding Sir Guy's pursuit of Maid Marian. Sir Guy and his soldiers surprised Marian and Robin one night and attacked them without mercy. After fighting with Sir Guy, Marian outmaneuvered Guy and pinned him to the floor with her sword at his neck.
Surrender and command your men to drop their weapons, or I will slay you here and now.
Mercy, good sir. Put down your swords, men.
Guy of Gisborne, I have you at my mercy.
Marian, I have always been at your mercy. It is my love for you that has made me try so hard and so often to take you from that Robin Hood.
Sir Guy, you have threatened the life of my Lord Robin Hood many times, and that is a threat to my life as well. Because I could not go on living without Robin, you know that I would rather die than that.
Let me strike off his head. We have been troubled by this false knight all too long. If he lives, our friends will continue to be in danger.
Not so. Sir Guy, you will swear by your knighthood not to seek vengeance on these good friends of ours who have helped us. And you must promise not to pursue me or Robin Hood ever again. If you agree to these terms, you shall live.
And if you break this oath, I will have no more mercy on you.
I swear to abide by these terms by the honor of knighthood and my hope of salvation.
To Marian, making Sir Guy promise to stop his efforts to kill Robin Hood and then letting him go free seemed like the best plan. The only thing she had not planned on was Sir Guy breaking his promise, and that is precisely what happened. Sir Guy dressed as a forester and walked through Sherwood looking for Robin Hood. He wanted to get close to him and then kill him by surprise.
Good morrow, good fellow. Though I don't recognize you as a local forester, I could tell by your fine bow you are an archer, and a good one too.
Yes, that's right. An archer. I am an archer from Pendle Forest, but a stranger in this glade. I am questing for a man named Robin Hood, as I would like to join his band of merry people.
Come with me then, and I'll easily guide you to Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, your life is now over.
Sir Guy, you are a coward and a traitor.
Will you not meet me fairly, man to man and sword to sword? There is no shame in that, for I am as nobly born as yourself, and you know it. To shoot an unarmed man is cowardly and shameful.
When Robert of Locksley became Robin Hood of Sherwood, he became an outlaw, and honor does not matter with outlaws. In a little while I shall win my horn, and the sheriff will know that Robin Hood is dead, and by then half your followers will be dead or prisoners also. But if you surrender to me now, I promise you gallows in Nottingham.
Then I choose an arrow into Sherwood, if you could plant one in my heart. This is indeed the last round, but now the combat is even. May God defend the right. There lies a false and dishonored man, but in his death he may yet do good.
While Robin Hood is busy with Sir Guy, the Sheriff of Nottingham has captured Little John. He is now waiting for the sound of Sir Guy's horn, announcing the end of Robin Hood. So Robin dressed in Sir Guy's clothes and pretended that he was Sir Guy. By doing this, he was able to approach the sheriff and get very close to him. He kept his hood lowered so that his face was hard to see.
Did you hear that? Listen, that is Guy's horn. That means he killed Robin Hood. That's the best news I've heard all day. Ah, the man of the hour. Guy, you deserve a reward, and I will give you whatever you ask.
I want no reward, for I have always hated this man whose head I bring you here. His death is reward enough. But if you would like to do me a favor, I ask this. Let me have the honor of killing this man, Little John, just as I have killed his master.
A crazy choice to make, when you could have had gold as a reward. But I will grant your wish. There lies Little John. He is yours to kill.
It is I, Robin Hood. If we have to die here, we at least go down fighting. We will never surrender willingly to this sheriff.
Robin Hood? Or is it the devil? Kill him!
Robin Hood and Little John fight bravely, but they are overwhelmed by having to fight so many of the sheriff's men. Suddenly, a knight wearing black armor enters the battle from nowhere, swinging an axe.
What? So many men against only two? Back, you wolves!
And the Black Knight thundered after the sheriff and his men as they ran for their lives. Who was this Black Knight?
Prince John continued to send his followers after Robin Hood to kill him, even after the death of Sir Guy. Finally, he took matters into his own hands and went to Sherwood to capture Marian when he knew that Robin Hood was not there.
So here's the tigress in her den, at last, Marian. After all these years we meet again, and not to part so quickly as last time. Come, you cannot escape. Robin Hood will not save you. I made sure he was busy before I came for you.
Back, you wild beast! Prince or no prince, this sword is between us, and I can use it, as well as any man, to defend myself until Robin comes.
Quickly, catch her, you fools!
Curse you for your slowness. If you had caught her quicker, she could not have blown that horn. Now every moment we delay, we are in danger, for Robin Hood will rush to the sound of that horn.
At this point, an arrow flies through the air, hitting Prince John between his thumb and forefinger. Had Robin Hood not just run nearly half a mile, the arrow would have destroyed John's hand, and he would have had trouble signing the Magna Carta.
Prince John, you must be tired of fighting with women. Turn and fight with me instead.
So Prince John was defeated by the Marian and
just as a religious pilgrim arrives. Does this pilgrim look familiar? Does he favor the Black Knight?
You live well here, friend Robin Hood, on the king's deer.
We do kill the king's deer for our meat, but I don't believe we break a law that is fair. They call me the poor man's friend, for I take from the rich to give to the poor. But I have never taken from anyone who is honest or worthy. Come now, we may be thieves, but we are thieves of honor. You do not dishonor yourself by sharing a meal with us. That is, unless you shrink from eating the king's deer.
Shrink? Why, I feel as if it were my own. And I am as hungry as if I had walked all the way home from Jerusalem.
Then come and drink with us to King Richard and his return from the crusade.
You drink to the king even though you are outlaws?
We owe it to the king, for after all, our meal is borrowed from him. But we have never forgotten that while we live merrily in Sherwood, we owe allegiance to our king and will always raise a toast to him.
Outlaws the king! The king and his return from the crusade!
When the meal is over and the toasts have been drunk, Robin Hood remembers that he has a prisoner.
I am reminded that we have a prisoner, one who attacks women when no one is around to protect him. Bring him before us, Little John.
Richard, King Richard, my brother, come back to punish me?
Untie him. Now go, swiftly, and sin no more.
Pardon, my liege.
Stand up again. Stand up, my friend. I freely pardon you, and all who are here. Robin, you have made a name for yourself. I have heard you spoken of throughout all of England as a friend to the poor. I also know that you and Lady Marian have agreed not to get married until I, the king, return to give her to you in marriage. Is that true?
It is, my liege.
Then here and now I give her to you.
So, Robin Hood and Maid Marian were married there in Sherwood Forest, with King Richard to give the bride away. Then they marched to Nottingham in triumph. When they came into Nottingham, the plowman left his plow on the field. The blacksmith left his iron on the anvil. The aged and sick rose to hobble to their doors to cheer for King Richard and Robin Hood.
King Richard!